Okay. Hi guys, this is Alan. Again, targeted individual, and I'm doing this one about direct energy weapons and DEWIs. Direct energy weapons is what they call it. And I do this because a lot of the targeted individuals, which I am one, B2K, the voice to skull, I got that going. But I wanted to do this one on the subject of heart pain, chronic chest pain, just because I noticed a lot of other people have been talking about it. And it wasn't until seeing that a lot of people, and me included, I didn't know for all these years, like literally 30 years, that I've had chest pain. And I was even for 20 years, 20 of those years, taking pain medication for it, Oxycontin, um, methadone. And of course, at the time, for all those years, nobody told me what for. Nobody told me, there's a reason or nothing would show up as far as the reason why there'd be pain in the first place. Um, what was happening. Um, and so I noticed that other people were having I guess, the same issue. Um, but for 20 years from 99 till about 2018, 2019 actually, just continuously taking, actually 2020 now, um, just taking a constant, just because I've always had a chronic, um, just side pain, just right here on the side. And it started, I was playing football in high school, and I thought, well, it could be something like that. Even though when I broke my arm and separated my shoulder, there was no chest pain whatsoever. Nothing. There wasn't broken ribs. There was nothing. Um, there wasn't anything like a broken rib. It was just arm and collarbone. And so they fixed that. That was like when I was I guess, a sophomore in high school, here in Dallas, Oregon. And nothing. But then a few years later, still in high school, I'd start getting this little, like a sharp side pain. I just thought it could be stress or something. And then I'd go to um, college in North Dakota at a Bible college there, and I was getting some of the same, just a quick, sharp pain, constant, and make you double over. And then I came back, and then I worked as a CNA, and I constantly be getting the same side pain. Um, and then I'd just get off work and have a few beers, and it's funny because I can hear the B2K people even now saying, "Is he angry? Is he angry yet? Is he angry?" And it's like, no, not angry enough. And then when they say that, they're trying to get you not just angry; they want you to get angry enough to do something violent or get thrown out or in their custody. So be smart. You can be angry, but they don't want you just to be angry. They'll even say challenge you, like you're not man enough, you're not angry enough, or something, because you're not to their level of anger that they want you to be, to where they can arrest you. If you do something stupid, out of your anger just to impress them, because they don't, that's what they want you to do. They want you to flip out and do something that will, um, make them not look dumb for doing this to you in the first place. Because if they do this torture treatment to you and you don't act up and you don't do something violent or evil or stupid, then it makes them look pretty dumb, because they have wasted all this time, years, money, men hours, women hours, whatever, all of it, all this money, because your local governments will get money if they succeed, whether if you get locked up or probably more for your death. They're hoping and planning that your death, that way, if you do have some kind of technology, whether through the B2K or an implant, I mean, they've modeled their entire technology on making it mimic craziness as far as V2K voices, implants. They've done everything to mimic, to where if you describe the symptoms, when you describe these symptoms, it's going to make you sound nuts. That's the whole point of it. So they can do anything they want. They can put implants in your body. They can zap you with electronic shocks. They can make you hear voices, and um, and it's all done to make you so that when you describe it, it makes you sound irrational, nutty, and like you have toys in the attic. And that's the whole purpose, so that our wonderful, precious government, and I don't like using this term military industrial complex because everybody uses that same term, like perpetrator and all that. Um, but anyway, that's what it is. They're testing out this technology to see what's psychological, purely psychological. They can't touch you. It's no touch torture. So they can threaten you. They can make it look like they're about to kick your ass, kill you, anything. But really, when it comes down to it, they can't. It's supposed to be just psychological. But they can do behind the scenes work by sending these electronic shocks in your body because nobody sees it. And it's like the police in the towns, or at least the sheriff, some of them, they know about it. And the city hall people, a lot of them know about it. But it's kind of like, shush, we're going to give you a get out of jail free card when you know about it and you do this stuff. We're going to give you a free get out of jail free card. Go directly. There is no go directly to jail. It's a get out of jail free card run by our federal government because they want to test out its military technology on us people. Some people like myself never got in trouble. So as far as, well, maybe you did something to something, no, I in my entire life, and I know nobody likes a goody two shoes. Nobody likes people who brag about, but I literally have been very sensitive. I've never hurt people, ladies, guys. I just never have. And I know nobody likes people who talk or brag about that. I just know I was very sensitive to not, I was sensitive to people and their feelings and not hurting them. Most friendliest in my class as far as guys go. I was nominated. So, but it's just, I literally, but now I realize that same town where I graduated and got most friendliest decided to just say, decide to throw me up and use my body for this type of military experimentation and let me suffer for 30 years. 30 years. Not 30 days, not 30 weeks, as painful as that sounds. 30 years, 20 of those years needing pain medication. And I, of course, in all those years, I didn't think that my government was trying to experiment on me with implants. Yeah, call me naive. I didn't think that our government would do something that low. I mean, you heard about the government in the past with MK Ultra and the Tuskegee experiments and getting prostitutes to give their Johns LSD. But well, we've learned. The CIA says they don't torture people, and then you got someone like John Kiriakou saying no, they do, and they send them to prison for it. We've got a fucked up government, and you can be a person who's never hurt anybody. I mean, if there's an evil person that everybody in town knows genuinely is violent towards for no reason, it'd be illegal, but at least we can understand why. But it'd still be evil. But they're going after sometimes people. If you look at the White House symposium on targeted individuals, these sometimes are just people, everyday Johns, ladies, everyday people that have never hurt anybody. Their moms, grandpas, um, sometimes people in their 20s or 30s, and they're just trying to see how far they can get away. And they made this technology in a way to where it's hard to detect. I mean, some people can. There are some scientists, Robert Duncan, Barry Trower, but a lot of these, and it's funny because I come from a religious town, Dallas, a lot of Mennonites, a lot of churches, and I always thought my entire life very good religious people. And I was thinking, well, it's good people, religious people, or whatever. So I'm more, and I'm shocked as hell to think this town with all would go this far. Not just, anybody can make mistakes and accidents. As they say, nobody's perfect. Well, this is not an issue of people not being perfect, or, well, nobody claimed to be an angel. Well, nobody's asking that, but we're saying don't become like the Spanish Inquisition when it comes to the people of your own town. Don't be Torquemada. Don't decide you can just look willy-nilly at somebody down the street who's never bothered anybody and said, let's torture that person with implants or DNA signature, laser, whatever it is. I think it is implants, actually. Just because of the electronic shocks. Um, I don't think, I mean, it could be the DNA. Regardless, it's evil, it's a crime. And I think if they can say it's DNA signature instead of some very small or something easy to cover up implant, if people just think it's a DNA signature, they won't be interested in asking or looking for the proof because they'll think, oh, well, it's a DNA signature. Why even bother? So I think it is implants, and I think they just want people to go to the grave and not have it be found. I think if it's out there that there are implants in some of us, whether all, I don't know. I think some people may not have it, and they can just say, "Hey, see, there's a TI," and it might be a different type of thing. But I think with implants, they want people to believe that um, there isn't any, so don't look for them. They want it to be covered up by the coroner, and they don't want people looking around. And if there's a doctor or a coroner, they'll just give that doctor or a few hundred, $10,000 or something to cover it up, and then hopefully wait 50 to 70 years for another church hearing uh, to say, oh, well, that was then, but we're better now. And of course, 50 years from now will be 2070. So let's not then let them get that far. Let's, you know, thank God for people like Ella Free and Dr. Matt Argard, Vulcan Wolverine, Sherry's Reviews, and Shane Gibbs, The People in London. We definitely, and watch out, I would say watch out for the TIs, who are looking at other TIs and are saying, watch out for them. They're a fake TI. Watch out for them. Be skeptical of those ones, because those are the ones who are saying, don't visit, don't spread, don't get together, don't share ideas, because the one thing they don't want, and I do know this, I believe this at least, they don't want TIs to get together, find support, and become empowered and have a voice that might stop this and embarrass them at the government level. They don't want to be embarrassed. And trust me, in the town where I'm from, Little Dallas, near Salem, this is now an embarrassment. I mean, people come by and they're just like, just go home, get out of here, because it's a religious town and they know what they've done. They know that they're doing something that they claim that they know is evil to somebody who's never done anything. And it's totally the exact, it's almost like they're saying they have a public position that's different and a private position, the old Hillary Clinton thing. And they don't like Hillary Clinton because they're conservatives. But in this case, they're acting exactly that way. They have a public position, they're against torture for any reason, but they have a private position that says, yeah, it's okay to torture somebody as long as we get paid well for it. Well, they're no different than the Nazis, I guess. I mean, if they can do it to you, I mean, I'm nobody. I'm the first one to say it. I'm a good person, but I'm not anybody on the world stage. Um, but if they can do that to me, they can and will do this to you or your family in the future, because this is new technology. And even if they sign a paper that says, okay, we promise not to, they will. They're going to put some safeguards, but they're going to hush us and sign things on paper. But we need to hold them to the fire because what they are doing, whether it's this new technology and we TIs know it, synthetic telepathy. As crazy as it sounds, I mean, this is not J.B. Rhine type of telepathy at Duke University or psychic research. This is synthetic artificial intelligence, and it's used for blackmail. It's used to let people know they can look in your own thoughts and see whatever's in your memory banks, whatever you think about, whatever you're reminded in your memory, something you did, that's something they can now use against you. So they won't need a polygraph anymore. They can just use this against you. And it's Minority Report in essence. So this is a new world, and if we need to, for kids, and um, we really need to stand up to this evil. It's not just happening in the United States; it's happening in in Japan, in Australia, in India, and this is evil incarnate. And what I don't like is that it's being blamed on. Well, I don't know about Freemasons. They're always blaming Freemasons for. There might be some because there's a lot of powerful men and women that are in the Masonic Lodge. But I know in the town where I'm from, there is a Masonic Lodge, but a lot of them are just religious evangelicals. I mean, it's just people. It's just men and women in power, and they can be just regular church people and evangelicals. It doesn't matter if they're Freemasons. They're not Satanists. They're evil. They are evil, but just because they're evil doesn't mean they're Satanists. They're just as evil as what an alleged Satanist is supposed to be, a Crowley or LaVey or Manson. But they are slowly killing people who've done nothing to anybody in a lot of cases. And a lot of us TIs will look for a reason. Why is this happening to me? Why? And well, maybe I said something, or maybe, well, I did this myself. And I know that my entire life I was very overly sensitive to not hurt anybody. But people will look in their background, well, maybe I pissed off somebody, and maybe you did. Maybe there is some people who are targeted because of that reason. Maybe that could be too. Nobody has all the answers in this. I want to know the answers. Everybody who's a TI, we all have our guesses, um, but they haven't come out with a declassified. And even if they did, it's not like they're going to suddenly get a conscience and tell all the truth about anything anyway. Um, and that dishonesty is not just a Washington problem now. It's in the government of your local towns. And they can go to churches and make political speeches and talk about integrity. And they can watch Fox News or CNN and get on the moral high ground. But the truth of the matter is, when they're not talking about this or visiting their grandkids, they're going willy nilly with torture and murder and trying to get a price for it and trying to cover up something inherently evil. And they are part of something that has potential to make the Holocaust. And I know people always compare things to the Holocaust and Hitler, but this is mind control. This is mind manipulation. It has a potential to have a level of evil. And I'm not trying to be Greta Thunberg here. But this really does have that type of potential. Um, and if we don't get on it now in the way that AI is heading, um, we need to call them out on it and embarrass them. Um, we just can't let this slide. And they will be embarrassed. And we need to, because we want to make sure that they don't do this, and they will do this again. They will keep doing it. As I've known, it's been 3 years now, and I've been suffering with this side pain for 30. And I didn't think it was something like Dewey's. I didn't think, we just thought it was something, but they need to be called out on it. because they really, when there's a huge price tag and potential embarrassment for it, they're not going to have this sudden thing of integrity suddenly come out of the blue. Hopefully they would, but it's been, 30 years for that and 3 years for with the V2K and all that. So anyway, the good thing is I think with the chat rooms and with people like Ella Free and Karen Horton, a lot of the people I already mentioned, and Vulcan Wolverine, we're getting to meet each other. And I would just encourage you to stay strong. Um, realize we have support, and anybody who goes around slamming other TIs or calling them fake, be suspicious of them. Anybody who says that we shouldn't get together and talk, that we should isolate ourselves even more, be suspicious of them. Just because the one thing I do know is that the government who's doing this to us, they don't want us to get together and be empowered. They want us dead because they have something to hide and they have something to cover up. It's that simple. They don't want it known, and they get a lot of money in it. So they want this gone. They want to cover this up because there's something huge to hide, and it's the technology, the synthetic telepathy that they can do this, and the implants. Because if that came out, it's holy hell that they did this to their own people. So let's not wait 70 years for another church commission. But at the same time, let's keep our anger smart. Don't, anyway, because they're going to be testing us. And anyway, I'll try to make some more videos. There's other people that are, just check them out. Next is a good one too. Vulcan Wolverine, Ella Free. There's a bunch of them. So anyway, I'll talk to you later, okay?